What is up, my fellow Trebians? I am Logan, the Totally Epic Gamer, and I said I wouldn't do it. I said I wouldn't bring another Bladed Rounds build, but this is a special circumstance. This build is the highest damage output build I've made so far. Okay, it does tons of damage, but it has no survivability. I'm telling you that now. If you put in the comments, there's no survivability on here, there's no defense on here, look, I told you there wouldn't be. This is a purely offensive build. It works great in teams. It is not great in solos, and that's why I'm kind of showing it now. I haven't had much success with this build when I've been solo, but there are times when it outperforms other builds. So with that said, I've told you there's no defense in this build. Let's get into it. Starting off with the class tree, we're going top tree. I'm going to go really quickly through this. A lot of them just make sense. Taking weapon damage, weapon leech, armor pierce, nitrogen capsules, making our long range better for obviously when we get here for extra long range damage. Again, more damage. Here we're getting cannonade. This is very important because we're going to be running scrapnel. Normally we won't run scrapnel because you need utility, you need defense, you need cold snap. Not this build, okay? Moving on, we're getting nitrogen and toxic. Toxic, 10% damage, we take those. Bladed Rounds works perfect. Another 8%. Assault weapon, obvious. Assault weapon, obvious. We're running ARs. Armor piercing, it's on the tree. And we're grabbing the extra 20% damage on all sources, 30% long range, clip, plus 15 to toxic, and of course empowering antenna. Now we also go down here and get crit damage and vulnerability and extra vulnerability, and that's also very good because we're obviously inflicting toxic on everybody. So the real difference here is I'm not grabbing the cooldown and I'm grabbing cannonade because we are running scrapnel. We are not running cold snap. Cold snap is a utility defensive tool. We don't have space for that. This is a pure offense build. You are going to be hitting 1.6 to 1.7, 1.8 even million damage. Okay? So we don't have space to run defense when we're hitting that high. So when we get into it, you can see here, first we got Inferno Seed. Wrath of Moloch, Dark Sacrifice. Dark Sacrifice is better than Killing Spree in this specific build. Why? Well, Dark Sacrifice has no requirements except for you being alive. It will keep sucking your HP, and you will keep getting more damage up to 75%. Killing Spree requires you get a kill first, okay? And so for things like Eye of the Storm, Yagak, you know, he doesn't have ads to kill. There's nothing to kill. You don't do a lot of damage, so Dark Sacrifice is a huge upgrade when it comes to things like Eye of the Storm. And since Eye of the Storm is a team thing, this is a great team build. Here, crit damage, long range damage, both the things we really want. That's why it's really on here. Moving on, we got bonus firepower, long range, skilled life leech. Why do I have skilled life leech? Well, because I haven't found anything better yet. You know, this is, you're trying to find very perfect gear and you don't need close range damage that much. You really need that long range damage. If somebody got close range enough on you, you're already dead with this build. So yeah, you're going to want perfect gear, but if you can't find it, it's really not that big of a deal. And honestly, skills life leech, since it works with toxic, has been saving me a few too many times. Here, bonus firepower, close range, long range, we got dum-dum bullets and crit stack. Pretty obvious, these are pure damage. I'm going to go through the hierarchy later of which ones you want in which order. Bonus firepower, close range, long range, euthanizer, stand tall. Damage, damage, damage. Radical therapy, sharp eye, bonus firepower, long range, close range. Damage, damage, damage. And here, toxic lead, critical analysis. Okay, now here, critical analysis is quite important. 15% increased crit damage when using Bladed Rounds. This is what's really going to pop those numbers from 1.3, 1.4 to 1.6, 1.7. Okay, that's where the real big boost comes from. So in terms of hierarchy, Captain Hunter is very high up there. Obviously, toxic lead is a requirement, so you have to have that. Euthanizer, very high on the tier list. Dum-dum bullets, very, very high. And radical therapy, very high. Sharp eye and bloodlust are kind of the middle tier. Crit stacks near the bottom, and of course, stand tall is near the bottom. You could switch these out for defense, like Perseverance Shield. But why would you? This is a pure offensive build. You need to be running more offense. If anything, you want to try and find Kingslayer and put something on here. You could fit here. I'm running 2 tier 2 mods. If this came with dum-dum bullets attached to it, I wouldn't put crit stack up there. I'd put Kingslayer. More damage. That's just what we would choose. Crit stack's still good, but why not switch it out? Otherwise, everything else is pretty on point. These are all kind of like mid-tier mods, like crit damage here. Stand tall is at the bottom. Sharp eyes in mid. Bloodlust is mid, and yeah, the rest kind of follows. So that's pretty much the build, and we're going to get right into the gameplay here. And you're going to see right away, the damage is massive. but the survivability is not there. If you have a team, the reason this works so well is your team takes bullets for you. They stand in front of you and you just let loose. You will definitely do the most damage in this group if you are running this build. So with that being said, let's get into the gameplay. But right before that, you already know what I'm going to say. 93% of you are not subscribed. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. It really helps me out. And of course, there's always more build videos coming, so stick around and keep watching. Going on to the gameplay. So, you can see that I've picked Coliseum here, and that's because it's a one-directional expedition. I felt I could show very easily what the point of this build is without showing any funny tricks, like I got a team behind me or something, even though this is a team build, that all the damage you're seeing is purely from just this build. And you can see, as long as I can kill them before they get to me, it's all fine and dandy. Just this one little pathway that they walk through, walking into me, I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to do so much damage. But I showed it on Coliseum because other expeditions have a lot of omnidirectional type of attacks, such as, you know, Mountain Outpost, not very fun. Drought Palace, not very fun. Marshland Caverns, not fun with this build when you're on your solo self. But when you can control it in one pathway, that's it. That's the good stuff. And you can just see how much damage you can put out. So here, you know, I'm doing 561, 700k damage, no crits. 1500 or 1.5 million damage there with a crit, but we didn't even have Scrap Grenade running. We didn't have Blighted Turret running. That's just the raw damage of this build, and it's meant to be like that. And you can see I play a little skittishly because I know that if anybody touches me, that's it. That's game. You can see that I'm really trying to focus. You see there's a red dot behind me now. I notice it. I'm like, well, I can't let him survive. I can't let anybody get close to me. If they touch me or enter my close range zone, I am dead. And that's why you see me giving so much space. Again, I can't iterate it enough. With a team, this becomes 10 times easier. Because what's going to happen is they're going to go after your teammates. You're going to be able to sit back, relax, and just start blasting. When you start attacking something, your teammates will know. And here I tried to show it, didn't even throw down Scrap Grenade, and I still do a huge amount of damage as Dark Sacrifice starts stacking up, right? It's just a huge amount of damage, and you're going to see it here on the Broodmother as well. When I play with people, they sometimes wonder, like, how is this even fun for you? And I think what they're forgetting to notice is that it's fun as hell for me. I get to kill everything. I get to do the most amount of damage. I get to run through every expedition with teammates, and I can absolutely tear through anybody. Yagak, no problem. Broodmothers, no problem. Nobody gets to touch me. And there you can see the 1.7 million damage coming off across the Broodmother. Just another walk in the park type day. And here I just kind of kept this clip in to show you guys the overall damage that you can produce in perfect scenarios. Almost touching 1.8 million damage per shot. Absolutely disgusting. It makes me feel a little bit ill, but the damage is too good to pass up. So that's the build. You know, the pure glass cannon. No defense, only offense, doing a huge amount of damage. Do I run this build solo? No. Do I run it in a team? Absolutely. All day. Because I just love seeing the damage go up. I love getting fast times. And I love killing everybody. You don't have a lot of wave clear, but you don't need it. You don't need to clear AoE mobs because you're killing people so fast in the first place that it really just ends up not mattering. And there you go. That's the gameplay. 642 Coliseum. Pretty easy. Not too big of a deal. I'll let you guys see the drop pods on your own, and I'll let you see the damage at the end. But thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to leave it a like. You know it helps me an absolute ton. And I really appreciate you guys showing up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. Again, I know there's no defense, but it does hit super hard. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.